May woman Feng Yunting is too pedestrian. He happened to come Jun Cheng, rest during the day in his apartment. Feng Yunting was being widowed young, lonely, feel emotions rain, meaning look a gift horse. He was lost in thought against the wall. The wall found a woman figure, vaguely like a painting. He thought it was his thought over to produce hallucinations, but after a while, that shadow is not moving, it is immortal. Feng Yunting was very strange. He stood up, the female image more clearly, and then came closer, just like a girl, grimacing, tongue hanging out, the beautiful neck also sets a rope. Feng Yunting surprised to see that the woman seemed to go down from the wall. He knew it was hanged, but because in broad daylight bold, less fear, for the woman, said if there is an odd little lady in justice, I can try to help you. Silhouette on the wall actually go down, said I and you meet by chance, the temerity to dare to do great things bother you, but I corpses in the nether world, your tongue will not go back, neck Nabuxialai on the ropes, beams broke beg you to burn this for me with Enchongrushan a Yunting letters promised her, the woman was gone immediately. Feng Yunting called the owner and told him to see things, and asked how it was. The master said 10 years ago this house was the Plum family homes, a thief at night burglary, was called Plum Home, the county government to deal with the code of history by the code of history thief accepting bribes 300 money, framed Plum Home daughter of adultery and thieves, but also spread to interrogate the court of law. Yumi girl after hearing hanged to death later, my wife passed away, this is hazy down to me, and guests can often see some strange things, but did not method to eliminate, Feng Yunting the ghost, then tell the owner, so they decided to change the beam demolition, because too many costs, some difficult, Feng Yunting to contribute money to help reconstruction. After the renovation closure Yunting also live in this room, May woman at night again, thanks finished, his face full of festivity, posture charming. May Feng Yunting very fond of women, like sharing a bed with her. Plum female ashamed to say if you now and together, not only my body dismal gas against you, and this behavior, I would insult suffer during his lifetime, the water run to the west river also zibuching you and I have a combined period, now is not the time, Feng Yunting asks, when did May woman laughed, Feng Yunting asked, it drink Plum girl said, drink Feng Yunting said, the face of beauty, bored with eyes to see, what fun it May woman said I am for life game, we'll play horse but two people to play too boring, hard to find late at night and the board now long night no entertainment, and it'll turn you play line game now, May Feng Yunting listen to women if, two people can sit, lifting a finger to reveal the line, turned for a long time, pulls a lot of tricks, Feng Yunting confused, I do not know how to turn, Plum women while speaking side with chin indication, the more change the more odd, pattern continued, Feng Yunting smiled and said, this is the boudoir stunt May woman said this is my own enlightenment out, as long as there are two lines, you can conjure up all kinds of tricks, people just did not carefully study Baal. Late at night, the two are very tired. Sleeping together May Feng Yunting insisted women, female May said we underworld who do not sleep, I ask you to sleep a little bit if massage technique would be willing to deny the ability to help you to sleep, Feng Yunting agreed to her request, Plum female hand stacked, gently give him a massage from head to heel all times, through the hands of local, too comfortable as crisp as the bones, then Plum female fist and gently hammer, like cotton next to the same group, whole body relaxed beyond words, when the hammer to the waist, ceiling Yunting eyes do not bother to open eyes, mouth too lazy to jong when the hammer to the thigh, then fell asleep, Feng Yunting woke up, the day is approaching noon, just feels so relaxed joints, and very different from the past, his mind more love for Plum female, called her around the house, no one answered. When the sun sets, Plum female to come, Feng Yunting said, do you live in any place, let me shouting everywhere, May woman said there is no fixed residence ghosts, mostly underground, Feng Yunting asks, is there a gap underground shelter can do, May woman said do not see the ghost, and the fish cannot see it, like water, May Feng Yunting woman holding the wrist, said, if you can revive, I was married to you, you should also go bankrupt, May woman smiled and said do not need to go bankrupt, They tell jokes till the middle of the night. May Feng Yunting seek in women and lay with him. May woman said, do not tease me, have a prostitute named Zhejiang Iching, and I just live in the north, very charmed tomorrow night, so she and I together, for me to let her accompany you, how kind? Feng Yunting promised. The next night, and sure enough there was a young woman come together and plum female, young woman about 30 years or so, look circulation, implies a kind of frivolous air. Trio affectionately sit together, playing a game of horse. The end of a bureau, plum woman stood up and said, beautiful encounter is him head, I am going to go back. Feng Yunting want to retain, plum female floating in the air is gone. I ching Feng Yunting and go to bed, modern love and dedication joy. I ching Feng Yunting ask family background, she refused vague explanation, but said, musical if you like me, as long as a finger on the north wall, quietly call Potlu son. I immediately went to call 3 times I have not come, that I did not spare, stop calling me. At dawn, I ching, a gap of the north wall and went away. The next day, May woman came. Feng Yunting inquire about I ching. Female May said the sun was called to Japan unveils high, and therefore cannot be. They will speak in the light. The total female may like to say something, mouth already open to talk, but stopped. Feng Yunting repeated questioning. Female May still refuses to say, just whispered sigh endless. Feng Yunting tried to joke with her play. 4 more later, plum female did not leave. Since then, women and I ching May Feng Yunting off into the residence. The sound of the laughter all night long, so the city people know about it. Yamen there was a history of typical. Zhejiang is also the name of the mayor, his wife and his servant adultery is off back to her family. Gu married a wife, 2 very good feeling, only just over a month Gu died, the code of history miss her. I heard that Feng Yunting home in a spirit ghost, would like to ask whether he could not edge and gooming the world, then wrote over to visit Feng Yunting. Feng Yunting not want to control his business at the beginning, but the code of history kept request. Feng Yunting to put him seated at the banquet, promised to summon the ghost prostitutes. At dusk, Feng Yunting knocked the northern wall of call, not to call 3 times, I ching, came in. I ching looked up and saw the code of history, and his face immediately changed, and turned to leave. Feng Yunting quickly by the body fended her off. Code of history closer look, furious, picked up a bowl to drop to I ching. I ching suddenly disappeared. Feng Yunting surprise, I do not know what the reason, you want to ask. Then a lady from out of the dark room, cursed history code, said, you greedy despicable thief broke my family's cash cow out of 30 consistent money, you want to compensate me. The old lady went to fight with the code of history in the hands of crutches, being hit on the head of the code of history. Code painful history of your head and said, this woman is Gu. My wife died very young age. I was very, very sad. She did not think this thing has become a ghost without chastity and but you have old, relations. The old woman said angrily, you this is a rogue thief Zhejiang, bought a small officer when, your beautiful nose in the air, what right and wrong you an officer point sleeve 300 text, money is your father, you make God angry people complain, death is the ICs, your parents intercede on your behalf to Yan Wang I, willing to put their beloved daughter into the brothel, those greedy for you to repay the debt, do not you know? Then they beat them with a stick. Code history pain wail. When Feng Yunting being extremely surprised but cannot save it, see May woman came out from the room, she stared, tongue sticking out, his face became afraid of people, approached the code of history, pierced his ear with a long hairpin. Feng Yunting very surprised, to use the body blocking the code of history, plum female furious. Feng Yunting advised, she said, even if he was guilty, if to die in my apartment, I would blame the legislator, please think about it for me. May this woman open, the old lady said, temporary he left a life, for me, do not hurt the seal, and then the code of history panic Bao Tao Shukuran away, back to government offices, due to unbearable headache, middle of the night he died. The next night, a plum female smiled and said, I'm happy to be out of the mouth foul smells. Feng Yunting asked, you and he have any hatred? May woman said, once I told you, I have a framed official to accept a bribe adultery. I swallowed their anger for a long time. I often want to ask you to help me rehabilitate Chi Yuan, but no shame no good to you, so hesitantly happen to hear a noise in your house sound. Secretly eavesdropping spy. What I do not want the enemy. Feng Yunting surprised and said, "This is the man who framed you." "Ah," May woman said, "he was here when the code of history has been 18 years. I have also been 16, died with the cold and heat." Feng Yunting asked, "Who is that old lady?" May woman said, "Is an old whore I Ching." Feng Yunting asked, "How kind?" Plum female said, "Sick." May woman smiled, said, "I've said that you and I have a rendezvous phase. Now really far away. You said is willing to go bankrupt to marry me, remember?" Feng Yunting said, "Today I thought all this." May woman said, "To tell you the truth, the day I die, has been reborn to Yan'an Xiaolian home. Vendetta because not reported, so the delay is still here today. Please be loaded ghosts with a new silk pocket, so I can follow you go along, to show your home to marry him, and certainly one that will promise." Feng Yunting worried about their family status of the poor and exhibition Xiaolian probably will not succeed. May woman said, "Go in peace, do not worry." Feng Yunting listened to her words. May said, "The woman asked to not call me on the road to wait until the wedding night. I installed you. Put this ghost bag hanging on the bride's head. Agony. Do not forget, do not forget." Feng Yunting mind down. He had just opened the bag. Plum female jumped into it. Feng Yunting carrying pocket to Yan'an, one asked, "And she has a solo exhibition Xiaolian." He gave birth to a daughter, looks very beautiful, but had dementia, and often tongue was hanging outside the lip, like hot summer day dog panting same. He has 16 years old, and no one to propose marriage. Child parents are ill. Feng Yunting to show doorstep handed him a business card. After meeting introduced their own family. Came back, "Please matchmaker to propose marriage." Show Xiaolian very happy. Uxora local. Feng Yunting to son. Exhibition female dementia is very serious. I do not know etiquette. Let two home exhibition holds her maid into a new house. The maid was gone. Exhibition chest of female undress. Facing the closure Yunting giggle. May Feng Yunting filled with the ghosts of women kept in the pocket. Exhibition female head, shouting, "Do not forget, do not forget." Exhibition female attention closure Yunting look, what seemed to think. Feng Yunting smiled and said, "You do not know me yet?" Raised his pocket and looked at her. Exhibition female then come to understand, quickly shut skirts, both happy to talk and laugh together. The next morning, Feng Yunting to meet the father, show Xiaolian comfort him, said, "I do not know what that silly daughter, since her generous of you to see if you're interested, there are many intelligent cows made, I will generously give you." Sealed Yunting woman try to defend themselves, show no dementia. Exhibition Xiaolian was very puzzled. Soon, show women came, very decent manners. Exhibition Xiaolian amazed. Show only woman smiling over her mouth. Show Xiaolian careful questioning. Exhibition woman hesitated, ashamed to speak. The matter was put. Feng Yunting probably describe it again. Show Xiaolian listened very happy, more love for her daughter. He let his son read in conjunction with the great exhibition son. All supplies are very rich. After more than a year, getting a little tired of the great exhibition. Sealed Yunting, Lang Jiu to people less and less, and servants also. Sealed Yunting picky gossip. Show Xiaolian listening to other people's calumny. To Sealed Yunting not as good as before. Show aware of the woman, said to Feng Yunting father at home not long established residence, who long lived in the home of the father, will humble people to look down while I still have not decorum skin, you should go home. Feng Yunting exhibition feel female was right. Show Xiaolian told to bring a woman home exhibition. Show Xiaolian daughter wanted to stay. His daughter did not agree. Chin's father and son was so angry not to prepare horses. Fair woman come up with their dowry. He hired traveling back. Later exhibition Xiaolian and her daughter sent word back home. Show women determined not to go back. Later in Yunting closure of the lifts, there has been only 2 contacts. She said different the lower the official position of the more greedy people, it really human nature it. That code of history for 300 money while others falsely accused of adultery, has ruined the conscience. God deprived him of his beautiful wife, letting his beautiful wife become a prostitute in the underworld, and the code of history, and he is due to disaster violent death. Ugh, such retribution is also really terrible. Kangxi 6 decades, the code of history's most greedy cunning shell mound, the people are very resentful of him. Suddenly his wife was abducted by a liar. Someone on his behalf put up a notice of missing person Malguin because of his careless, who lost a wife with nothing, only the red damask 7 feet, wrapped in a gold ingot. Alice fine lines, there is no defect, place can be considered a small punishment for romantic people in it.